Hello, folks. Welcome back to more 2008. This is not SummerSlam. We lied.
Apologies.
Actually, I guess we did say at the end of the last SME, maybe you'd likely see us at
Maybe.
SummerSlam, but this is
Yeah.
this is a little unexpected, isn't it? It's a Monday Night Raw. Whoa, the second one of these ever to make it onto YouTube. What's going on
True.
with that, huh?
Well, we have a massive card for you here. It's the 4th of August. We are well and truly in the build to SummerSlam. And we have found ourselves with a blockbuster Monday Night Raw. 3 matches booked in tonight, and they're all main event caliber.
Yeah, genuinely, every single one of these could have main evented this show. We're just gonna hop into it and explain them as we go?
We can do. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I just need to know. There's the 1 angle, 2 angle, then the opener. Okay. Yeah. Cool. We're ready. Let's do it. This is a pre-show match. You don't have to worry about this. It's cool.
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. We get the Raw intro. What would it be in '08? Is it just want to be loved?
It's still want to be loved. Yeah, I would imagine.
And we are locked in for this on SNME?
No, this is next week on
This is
Monday
next
Night Raw.
week on Raw. Holy
Yeah.
shit! So we can confirm for next week, John Cena is going to take on Charlie Haas. John Cena defending his WWE Championship. Do we want to go into that at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about it. For sure.
Yeah, so, as you saw at the conclusion of the last SNME, Randy Orton cost Edge the WWE title, threw John Cena over top of Edge. Charlie Haas, who's had his issues with Batista over the past number of months with the way that he feels Batista is conducting himself, he's kind of stretched this gripe, I guess, out. And it's extended to John Cena. Charlie Haas saying that the way that John Cena won the belt, the way that he has held the belt and kind of acted like the whole ending of SNME didn't really happen, like kind of acting like Cena just had won. Charlie Haas has some problems with that. Edge is a guy who's, worked really hard to get where he was, and it got taken away from him kind of through a fault of his own, because, you mess with like a demon guy, he's probably going to come back and fuck you up a little bit. But regardless, Charlie Haas kind of stepping in here to maybe make John Cena face the music a little bit, face the reality that he lives in, where, as Charlie Haas said last week, this title reign, no matter how long it goes, it's going to be a cloud hanging over it the whole time. This belt to Charlie Haas might as well be vacant at the moment. And we're going to continue with that as Charlie Haas comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. He basically, for the first part, says kind of what I just said there. He restates that. And concludes with telling John Cena that next week, he doesn't want to fight washed up 2008 John Cena. He doesn't want to face, woe is me John Cena. He wants to face the John Cena who has been at the top of this company for 3+ years now. He wants to face the best wrestler in the world.
Because he wants to prove that he's better. He wants to win the WWE title the right way, unlike John Cena.
Yes, that wasn't clear. Thank you. And that will bring us into our first match tonight, which is Shelton Benjamin, Kenny Dykstra. Kenny Dykstra went to Shelton Benjamin personally and asked him for this match. And I think what we're seeing here might be the start of something pretty special. Kenny Dykstra is a guy who has a lot of potential. He's got a lot of upward. What's the word I'm looking for here? A lot of upwards potential. Is tonight
former one of the youngest World Tag Team Champions probably we've ever had.
Yep. Yeah, very true. And
of course, we should mention the New Breed, that organization in which he was the tag team champion, seems to no longer exist. Of course, we saw Elijah Burke head over to SmackDown during the trade window this year, and these last few weeks, the New Breed have sort of indicated, Marcus Corvon Dolph Ziggler and Kenny Dykstra, that they might start forging their own paths. And it could be the case that Kenny Dykstra's on his own. And it's a brave move if you're on your own for your first step to be to step up to Shelton Benjamin, former 2-time world heavyweight champion, and challenge him to a match.
It really wasn't that long ago that it was Shelton Benjamin kind of in the same position, coming out of the world's greatest tag team and stuff like that, trying to find his own place. It's probably a situation I'm not sure Shelton Benjamin is totally comfortable being in, like being not just the better wrestler on paper. Kenny Dykstra may get there at some point, but we haven't seen that from him so far. But I'm just not sure Shelton Benjamin may entirely be comfortable with having such a knowledge advantage over a guy, because that can sometimes like bite you in the ass if you know the game too well. You're expecting like normal plays to occur, and if somebody with a little bit less knowledge than you starts just pulling something completely out of left field, that can fuck you up.
I think Shelton's got. I mean, we talk about some of Shelton's biggest matchups over the last few years, and one of the biggest ones is Batista. And I think the dynamic you just described is exactly that dynamic, and Shelton handles it with aplomb.
Nice, boys, nice. Nice, and they nailed the finish too. Oh fuck yeah, good job everybody.
What was the finish, Tugger?
What is the finish? It is a callback to one of Shelton Benjamin's. I'm not even sure if this would have technically happened because of the timeline of the save, but I'm gonna say it will.
Probably did.
Probably
sure
did at some point.
Match.
Likely. Kenny Dykstra is gonna be on the outside of the ring. He's gonna climb up on the ropes, do a springboard off of it, looking for something devastating on Shelton Benjamin, who's kind of stunned. Shelton, just at the right time, clears his head, rears up, sticks his leg back, and super kicks that fucker square in the head on his way down. And that's it. Kenny Dykstra is out. And Shelton Benjamin wins.
But during the match, it's important to note that Kenny Dykstra does work over Shelton Benjamin's
knee.
Shelton sells it.
Yeah,
more to come.
as he sticks out that leg for the super kick, it does take him a little bit to get the cover, because he hits it, and the force of which Kenny Dykstra is coming down is enough to knock Kenny Dykstra out cold. But it also is going to put even more stress on that knee.
Yep.
And so we have a video package here covering Jeff Hardy and Ted DiBiase Jr., our main event tonight for the United States Championship. You want to go through this feud, Puddy, or?
Yeah, sure. So this basically all started back in the late spring, or maybe like middle spring, where we had this tournament for the vacant United States Championship, which was purchased by Teddy Long after Intercontinental Champion Triple H went over to SmackDown. And we had this tournament, and the finalists were Jeff Hardy and Ted DiBiase Jr. Ted DiBiase won the tournament through some shenaniganry, and ended up coming out on top as the new United States champion. After that, Bobby Lashley, who has now since departed to SmackDown, also told Jeff Hardy that he didn't have to take these things lying down, that he needed to fight back against guys like Ted DiBiase, and that kind of lit a fire underneath Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, we've seen sort of over the last few months, or prior to that, had been sort of a free spirit. He didn't care about wins and losses. He's always been sort of a man who beats to his own drum. You know, a guy who has his own way of doing things. And while, you know, that's been something that's been really appealing to people, it has meant he hasn't always gotten as far as he potentially could have. So after that little pep talk, we've seen Jeff Hardy more motivated, more interested in rising and getting things that he deserves. And even though he still has his enigmatic way of doing things, he's still an oddball. Let's not sugarcoat it. He is putting everything on the line to win and to become a single success. And that involved going after Ted DiBiase with everything he had, to the point where a few weeks ago he got injured in a match against Ted DiBiase, a match that had, gotten completely out of hand, gone all around the arena, and resulted, I think, in Ted DiBiase winning via countout his United States Championship match. Now, Jeff has a victory, a pinfall win over Ted DiBiase Jr., but he has been unable to capture that United States Championship off of him. While Jeff was out injured, his brother Matt fought his corner, fought Ted DiBiase, fought Cody Rhodes, actually teamed up with Shelton Benjamin for a short period. But now Jeff Hardy is fully recovered. He's back, and the first thing Teddy Long did once Jeff Hardy was cleared for action is to clear this rematch. The most anticipated championship rematch of the summer. Jeff Hardy has been so close to that United States Championship all summer, all spring, and tonight, no more excuses, no more chances. It's Hardy, DiBiase, United States Championship, falls count anywhere, anything goes. These two men are going to put it all on the line. Who's walking out with one of the most coveted prizes in sports entertainment, the United States Championship?
Ted DiBiase's there with Cody Rhodes. Alicia Fox is there with him. She asks him, what do you expect from tonight? Ted DiBiase says that he expects Jeff Hardy to go all out, bring the whatever you want to call it. But Ted DiBiase Jr. is still going to win because he was bred for this. It's in his blood.
Hell yeah.
We get an ad for SummerSlam. Fly to Moscow with our lovely travel packages. We'll do your flight, your hotel. We'll cover all that shit. Well, we won't cover all that shit, but we'll get it all organized for you. All right, I'll make that clear.
Yep.
Traveling to Russia is probably hard. We want to try to make it as not hard as possible.
There are still these packages available.
We see Dave Bautista. These videos have been playing for a couple weeks now on Raw. Mostly from different media appearances that Dave's been doing.
He was on Ellen this week.
Wow, that's big. That's fantastic.
Yep.
That's big. Does Ellen ask Dave Bautista?
No. Ellen's not the hard-hitting question here. That's just one of the clips among many, because we should, stress that Batista, since fighting Floyd Mayweather at WrestleMania, has become like a huge mainstream asset for the WWE. And when he's in these interviews, he's so tremendously complimentary about WWE, about the success of the product, about how much he's enjoying working in professional wrestling, and about how everyone should make sure to tune in on Monday nights to see him and his colleagues putting on a hell of a show. But there is one line of questioning that Batista seems not to be too enthusiastic about.
Yeah, some pencil neck says, Mr. Batista, there's...
Please, call me Dave.
Okay, Dave, there's a WWE title match that's looming on the horizon. This would have been recorded before the confirmation. It's just on the horizon. It looks like Charlie Haas will be receiving a WWE title match. What do you think about that? Should we tune into that? Should we be excited for that? Who are these guys? Let us know, Dave.
I think, Monday Night Raw has a ton of exciting main events week on week, and you should always tune in to see great title matches, whether it's the WWE title or the United States Championship. And I'd like to remind you that a few months ago, I made a promise that by the end of the year, I will be WWE champion. So I don't know exactly what title matches are happening at the moment, but what I do know is that whoever wins, I'm going to beat him.
There's some women wrestling.
Not for long, but it happens.
Do you wanna throw a certain note on a tag team match coming up?
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna manage the crowd a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna bring them back up here with a lift the crowd. Please don't look at the other side of the screen.
Don't worry about the results. Yeah. They could go either way.
Really, anything. I could change it when you're not looking.
It's true. We could edit the video.
That would be insane. That would be too
Okay,
far.
so Christopher Nowinski is catching up with The Miz and... Wait, is that Johnny Nitro?
Yeah, last week, after losing their number one contenderships, the number one contendership match to
The New Breed.
The new breed. The New Breed.
It was a New Breed.
You saw that match at the last SNME. Johnny Nitro disappeared for like 2 weeks. The Miz couldn't find him. It was terrible. You could see the distress on the Miz's face. Your friend goes missing. He doesn't show up to work for 2 weeks in a row, and it's like, fuck, this could be actually really bad. Before he suddenly reappeared last week backstage, telling the Miz the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. He was talking about he went to a desert and he saw, I don't even know, man. He said like there were people who came to him on a light beam, and there was a ship from heaven called the Starship Pain, and they showed him what he was supposed to be and who he could be and why he was wrong for being who he was now. And he returned and proclaimed himself John Morrison. I don't really know what any of that shit means, but maybe we'll find out here in this interview. Chris Nowinski asks, what the hell is any of this? What the hell just happened? Like, what? You guys are just good now? Like, Miz, you're not concerned at all about what seems to have happened? Miz says, no, I think we're good, right, John? We seem to have worked out whatever was happening. We're looking forward to, getting back in the tag team ranks, stuff like that. Tag team title match tonight, so we're definitely paying attention to that. Yeah, I'd say we're all good. And just as they're about to end their interview, William Regal and Mark Henry come in, a team that has been formed fairly recently. They actually lost to Morrison and Miz last week. Yeah.
Yep.
And so William Regal comes in, Mark Henry behind him.
Look here, Sunshine. I don't know what kind of drugs you've been taking. I've seen them all right? But what happened last week was a disgrace. You got lucky, and you're walking around here like you're one of the best new tag teams on the block. Let me tell you straight. There is nothing in that victory last week that can't be attributed to luck. And the next time we see you in the ring, it's going to end a lot differently, because I've got the world's strongest man on my side, and I'm the world's smartest man. So you got something coming if you think you could beat us again.
Very,
like, go ahead.
Say very uncharacteristically for the artist formerly known as Johnny Nitro. He's going to say something. He's going to do something. He seems energized and excited. And he says, "Oh, we'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, you want to do this again?
Anytime, Sunshine."
Oh, he hits him back with it. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll fight you
next week.
Next week? Okay, I thought so. I was like, shit, is that next week? Fuck. I thought so. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows necessarily what the They are now Miz and Morrison. That's what I'm looking for.
Regal and Henry.
Yeah, John Morrison. We'll have to see how far this new man, I guess, I don't know, can take this duo. I guess we'll find out if it was luck or not next week.
Hell yeah.
We see a video of John Cena, and he's doing all of his normal John Cena things. He's, doing some media stuff. He's doing charity appearances. I'm
going to say it, Tucker. Maybe Charlie Haas was right. Here's John Cena acting like nothing happened while Edge is at home suspended because he can't get over the fact that he got screwed out of the WWE title.
I mean... What can you say? The company needs him doing these appearances, and who's John Cena to say no, right?
He's changing lives. He's doing good things. Don't get me wrong, but all I'm saying is that none of what happened seems to weigh on his conscience.
Yeah, you might be right there. I don't know.
I can't wait until this company has a real champion to represent it, Charlie Haas, and that's going to happen next week.
Women.
Oh, women. Okay. So out comes Melina, her longtime ally, Talia Madison, the Dickmaster, and a new ally, Tori Wilson. Last week, Melina went to Tori Wilson and proposed a truce that they would work together to get rid of the likes of Victoria and then eventually the WWE Women's Champion Beth Phoenix. Now let's not forget Melina, Tori Wilson. They've not always seen eye to eye. They're two very powerful, strong characters who are very individual and both want to succeed. And there's only room for one at the top. But right now, neither of them at the top, and their enemies are numerous. So they have forged a truce. We now have a sort of loose alliance of Tori, Melina, and Talia. And they came together to outnumber Victoria and Serena Deeb, two ass-kicking ladies who have been a pain in Melina's side for the last few weeks. So last week, they trioed up. They managed to take out the duo. Now they're coming out, and Melina is going to basically explain that, hey, Victoria, you've always been terrible at making allies and making friends. The only time you've been relevant is when you were with me. It's the same thing with all of you ladies, like you, like Beth Phoenix. You might be strong, but eventually, the numbers game catches up with you. As good as you are, it doesn't matter how strong you are. When it's 3 versus 1, the 3 always wins. And then Victoria will come out with Serena Deeb at her side, and Melina will sort of laugh and say, hey, here you go again, rushing in without thinking. That's always your problem, Victoria. You're going to come down here and we're going to kick your ass again because it's still 3 versus 2. You are still outnumbered. And then Victoria, who came out with a microphone, is going to say, Melina, I worked with you for a very long time, and there were some things that you were good at and some things that you were bad at, but I never knew you were so bad at counting. And then behind Melina is Mickie James, who throws her hat into the women's war and hits the ring with Victoria and with Serena Deeb to square things up, 3 versus 3, and Mickie, Victoria, and Serena beat down the heels and send them flying to the back. And we can book in for SNME in San Francisco. It's a 3-on-3 women's match.
Based.
Will this be the end of the Revolution fallout?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can also see the prospective card for SNME 23 coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
That'll be on the VODs channel.
Yep.
Yep, perfect. And so up next, we've got the World Tag Team titles. It's the one that we've been waiting for, really, Puddy.
Yep.
Ever since they kind of came together just after WrestleMania, I've been pretty clear that Umaga and Manu, the Samoan Wrecking Crew, the base duo of Samoan men.
I wondered whether you'd go there.
Oh yeah, I'll throw it in there. They have their let's go with their rise to the top has kind of felt inevitable. Like, I mean, they got that initial kind of chance against who was the tag team champions just after Mania?
It was it the New Breed? No, it wasn't, was it? You're right. Who was the tag team champions right after Mania?
Don't know. It wasn't any of the people in this match tonight, though. So they lost to somebody. they did not capture the tag team titles. How about that? That's how I'll phrase it. They did not capture the tag team titles from their opponents, which only really, to me at least, set the clock back a little bit. And it seems to have only done that by a couple months or so, because those two, Umaga and Manu, are set tonight to face the World Tag Team Champions, Paul London and Brian Kendrick, the best tag team that WWE has ever known.
Was it Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase?
It was. Well done. It was.
Cool.
Good stuff. This is where I'd edit the video and I'd mesh that all together, but we're not doing that.
London and Kendrick, I think the best tag team of a generation, one of the longest rating SmackDown tag team champions ever. They unified the SmackDown heavyweight belts with the SmackDown cruiserweight belts. Like, the list of plaudits go on. You know, every time we talk about London and Kendrick, we sell how amazing of a tag team they are. But it is true. They are one of the greatest tag teams we've ever seen. They're here on Raw to continue that dominance, and they have. They got here. They won the tag team titles. Like, how much more of a statement do you need that this is one of the best tag teams ever? But let's make something straight. You know, Umaga and Manu, they are two Samoan bulldozers. They are a two-man wrecking crew, and they have dominated almost everybody they've come up against over the course of the last few months. This is a hell of a title fight. We've got two large, dominant men versus one of the greatest well-oiled tag teams in history. Who's going to come out on top? I'm excited to find out.
Lundrick also, just to mention, has never fought like a monster team like this. They fought
the Bashams.
Yeah, monsters is in physical appearance, Puddy, not their mental states. They fought like big guys before. They fought teams bigger than them before. Deuce and Domino come to mind. Two quite big, kind of wide set dudes. But never have they faced two guys who I think have this kind of focus on absolute destruction.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
And it is an uphill battle. They are absolutely demolished by the Samoan Wrecking Crew, but they've got that fighting spirit. They've got that heart, and most importantly, they've got each other.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Samoan Wrecking Crew are kind of two individual monsters. London and Kendrick are the definition of a tag team. They're going to use their tag team work and their speed to find a way to weather this storm, and it is certainly a storm. And they're going to get it done.
I mean, they dominated the SmackDown tag division for 2 years. Can anyone stop them on Monday nights?
Yeah, can anybody stop them at all? Send them anywhere in the world. Like,
yeah. I mean, they only lost their belts on SmackDown because of shenanigans. Then, you know, they are...
Yeah, it took the whole Kaz thing in there to have that happen. Yeah, jeez.
Took the whole what? Sorry?
The whole Kaz thing, where Kazarian was Kazarian was...
oh, you're right!
Paul London's partner, I believe it was, for quite a while.
I forgot. They didn't even... It was,
Rey Mysterio played a role for a little bit, too.
Yeah, London was out. Paul London just never lost those belts, huh?
Yeah, no. He kind of didn't.
This is one of the... Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. These are two... This is one of the greatest tag teams we've ever seen. And yeah, who can keep up with them?
Who better than Canyon? Nobody. Backstage, Mr. Kennedy is set to have an interview with Amy Weber. He's rubbing his hands. He's getting ready. He's in the right headspace. Here we go. And she asked him a question. Mr. Kennedy, you requested this time to talk. What's going on, man? And she holds out the mic to him. And Mr. Kennedy goes, just like he did last week, to snatch that shit and just start cutting his own promo. But Amy Weber is, she saw last week. She's the interview overlord. She's the boss of all of the interviewers here. She knows what happened to Chris Nowinski last week. So as he goes to reach for it, Amy Weber pulls the mic back and she's just like, nah, I knew you were going to pull this shit. Absolutely not. This is, I schedule these. This is my thing. You are not coming in here and just doing whatever the hell you want. You can answer the question or I'm going to walk away. And Kennedy tries to snatch the mic again.
And she walks away.
She's just like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. She walks off. We get a shot of her. She just looks absolutely pissed. She's like, the mic is still on, so we can hear her on her bed being like, stupid motherfucker, fucking Jesus. Like, if we...
Does he think I watched the show?
I need, like, an assistant or something to, like, vet these. I don't even know what the hell. Like, what the fuck? And in the background...
Why do I still do these? I'm better than this. I could work at Fox.
In the background, to nobody in, like, the interview area, we see Mr. Kennedy just, like... He's moving his arms around. His mouth's moving. He's talking. He's cutting a promo to nobody. There's not even a camera over there. What the hell?
Mr. Kennedy has been deplatformed.
What's he doing over there, man?
Nobody knows because there's no camera and there's no microphone.
I wonder if he'd do
He's
that.
Screaming into a void.
I wonder if we left a camera back there, if we'd catch him doing that all night. Does he just do this regularly?
He's a strange man.
What a weird guy. Jesus.
Speaking of weird guys,
We get up on the Titantron there, and it's Edge. He's still at home. He's still suspended. He can't come to the arena. He said it before. The 2 hours on Monday Night Raw are probably the safest 2 hours Randy Orton has in a week because Edge can't get him. He's kind of played around with the idea that he's following Randy Orton. He held up that picture last week of Randy Orton eating at a Dallas, Texas restaurant of some kind, some establishment.
enjoying a brisket.
Yeah. And, well, Edge is there on his couch, and he says, you know what, I've been thinking, and I've really got some perspective this week. I would like to apologize to Teddy Long for letting this get to what it is. I really would, because it's not his place to try to police what is happening right now. Speaking of perspective, how's it going, Randy? You doing good, buddy? You still looking over that shoulder? That's good. That's excellent. So here's the deal. He puts his feet up. He's got a... I was about to say he's got a cast on. I think he's hurt for some reason. I was like, he's got crutches and a cast. He doesn't. He's just sitting on his couch hanging out. And he's like...
I like to think, just to set the scene a little, that he's got, like, Cheeto stains on his shirt. You know, there's a bunch of empty, like, beer cans laying around, and, you know, a half-empty bottle of maple syrup and some dirty dishes on the side, you know? Proceed.
Yeah, Edge says, so yeah, he's speaking of perspective, you know, Orton, you're still looking over your shoulder, are you? Excellent, excellent, just how I like it. I've come across some interesting information in this past week, actually. I won't tell you how, because that would be kind of bad for me. Something that I don't think you people know at home, and I do at my home, is that, where was Randy Orton after he attacked me? In between the period, before he attacked me, excuse me. Where did Randy Orton go? He totally disappeared off the map for a little bit, didn't he? What was he doing? Where did he go? What does he know? Let's just cut to the chase, I guess. Randy Orton, last month. Congratulations, Dad? That's right, you married my mom. No, Randy Orton is a recently new father, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He gave birth personally. No, his wife gave birth to a baby girl, and from what I hear, she's healthy. And everybody at the Orton household is very happy about that whole situation. And before anybody gets any ideas, I am not a depraved maniac to threaten somebody's 1-month-old daughter. Come on. But what I am just psychotic enough to do is remind Randy Orton that there are people who rely on him. It's going to be really, really sad, Randy, because it's such a fun time right now, I bet, in the Orton household. Tons of firsts. But come this time next year, she'll celebrate her first birthday without you. And her second, and her third, the rest of her life. In fact, God, she's so young. She's only like 1 month old. She's not going to remember anything about you. All she'll have is pictures. I'll make sure she gets the last picture. The one where you're on the ground, in a pool of your own blood, probably in a back alley somewhere, wherever I end up catching you. And I'm standing over you. I'll make sure we both have a smile on our face. How about that? The fuck is wrong with this guy, man? What the
He's
hell?
fucked up.
What is
He's
wrong with this
absolutely
dude?
deranged.
This dude is insane. What the
I felt sorry for him for a brief period, but that's gone.
I mean, like, Orton did kick him in the head twice. That might be some of it, but I mean, like, oh my god.
That doesn't excuse this.
No, I don't really think so either, honestly, but I mean, I think
they're both monsters.
I was gonna say, I think at this point they're both excusing their own behaviors for in the name of whatever this is. Like, does this only stop when one man is actually dead? Like genuinely.
I thought it was over a month ago, but clearly not. So I don't know where this ends. But
Teddy Long may need to, like, I don't even know, man. Like, send one of these
He's
guys
already
away.
suspended Edge.
I may, like, it may be a situation, and I don't know if Teddy Long wants to do this, because if I understand correctly, there's some problems with the Raw front office at the moment. We don't really know what they are, but there's been whispers and rumors about certain things. But
there have been those cuts because of the Batista contract.
Yeah, it seems like to me one of these guys should not be working for this company anymore. I don't really know who it is, but look, diffuse the whole thing, I think. Call
me a bad person, but they're both top stars.
No, I hear you. I think that's
surely there's a way we can work this out.
I think that's exactly what Teddy Long is thinking. And I hope he changes his mind, because if we stay there, this is not going to end good for anybody. It's just going to be real bad. Real bad.
Well, I'll tell you what isn't real bad is our main event, which I think we should go through before we move on, because it's next, and it's the big one. It's Ted DiBiase defending his United States Championship against Jeff Hardy in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And Tucker, this is going to be a beautiful, chaotic mess. Do you have any spots you want to go through? Any angles?
So obviously in this, it is a Falls Count Anywhere match, which means that Cody Rhodes is going to get involved. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But Jeff Hardy also has his brother. It's not like he's totally outnumbered here. So Cody, throughout this match, I believe, is going to continuously attempt to get himself involved. He may start even getting involved and helping Ted for a bit before Matt Hardy has to come out. He was going to let Jeff go it on his own, as I think Jeff Hardy would probably want for a match of this caliber. But he'll have to come out, and he just keeps pulling Cody away from the conflict. Cody eventually will beat Matt back a bit and finally get back to where he can get involved and help Ted out. But then Matt Hardy will, every single time, it happens like 2 times, Matt Hardy rushes in from off screen with like a renewed fire and just goes right back at Cody, trying to keep this as much of a one-on-one as possible. Puddy, you've got the large parts of the match. You go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tale of Jeff Hardy willing to put his body through hell to try and claim that United States Championship. We have seen him transform from a man who didn't really care to a man who cares about nothing else but claiming that goal. He was screwed out of the United States Championship not once, not twice, but yes, twice. Not once, but twice. And he wants that title. He wants to avenge that loss. He wants to prove to Ted DiBiase that cheating doesn't get you to the top, or it doesn't keep you there. He wants to prove to the world, to his fans, that if you do things the right way, you can make it. And Jeff Hardy, as always, is willing to give everything to achieve that goal. And this match is a Falls Count Anywhere match. We are through the arena brawling. Jeff Hardy is jumping off of everything he can find. We're backstage. He finds a ladder and he does a flip off of it. Jeff Hardy is doing everything. But what we learned throughout this match is no matter what Jeff throws at Ted DiBiase, for all his flaws, he's a tough son of a bitch, and Jeff just can't keep Ted down. But on the other hand, when Ted, is trying to, Ted gets slight control over the match. He manages to catch Jeff Hardy. He manages to hit Jeff Hardy with these vicious, brutal strikes and submissions, using that DMLS training that he has and that we've seen. He's trying to put Jeff Hardy down, but Jeff Hardy doesn't know how to quit. Jeff Hardy, isn't going to quit for nothing in this match. And no matter what Ted does to brutalize Jeff Hardy stays in the match. But no matter what Jeff throws at Ted stays in the match. These two brawl, they fight for upwards of 15 15 minutes on Monday Night Raw, live for the United States Championship, all across the arena. The backstage, the stage, the ramp, the ring, everything. And we reach the pinnacle at the stage, near the pyrotechnics area, when both men are exhausted. Ted DiBiase is down. Jeff Hardy's just hit a twist of fate, got a 2 count from the referee. And he's like perched on the stage, thinking. And there's blood streaming down his face, and the crowd are up and cheering for Jeff Hardy. The crowd want to will Jeff Hardy towards his goal to finally become the United States champion. And we see that light bulb moment in his eyes, that crazy, chaotic genius, the enigmatic sort of drive of Jeff Hardy. And we see as his eyes go from Ted DiBiase to the stage.
What?
To all of the... Go ahead.
No, I just... Why is he...
What?
Why is he looking at the stage?
And sort of the stage setup and the Titantron and you see the little pillar that sort of holds it all up is...
Why is he walking towards the stage?
Metal grates. And then he starts to climb up.
Oh, what
that
the
little
fuck?
metal pillar. Climb up to the top of the Titantron.
The fuck?
As he looks down at Ted DiBiase, and he looks out into the crowd and smiles, and he does his little signs with his hands.
Finger guns.
And he takes the plunge. Swanton bomb off the Titantron onto Ted DiBiase's body down there. You know, he hits the ground, there's a loud bang as clearly we're around the pyrotechnics area. A few rogue pyrotechnics start to go off, and a mist descends upon the wreckage of Jeff Hardy and Ted DiBiase's bodies. And as the mist clears, Jeff Hardy's arm is draped across Ted DiBiase's body, and the referee, it's false count anywhere, counts 1, 2, and Jeff Hardy's arm slips off of Ted DiBiase before the 3 count. Jeff's out of it. He has no idea what's going on. That was involuntary, but his arm slips off. He's no longer making a cover. Jeff and Ted are both down. They're out. They're gone. But the first man to regain any sort of awareness is the United States champion. Ted DiBiase, exhausted, broken, stirs a little bit, just enough to see his opponent and to weakly drape his arm over Jeff Hardy. 1, 2, 3. Ted DiBiase is still the United States champion.
I wonder what a failure on that looks like. Jeff like overshot and like hit the crowd. It was terrible.
I think he hits it, but he's like maybe actually a little hurt, and the crowd are like too distracted with Jeff to care that much about the finish. They're like, oh god, he's actually hurt, isn't he?
This doesn't happen, obviously. What is a dream crusher?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll have to look that up afterwards.
Jeff Hardy, he loses again.
I'll look that up now. What is it?
What does Jeff Hardy have to do to become the United States champion, Tucker?
Probably not throw himself off shit, honestly. It seems to be pretty hard for this guy. Jesus. I can't find anything on a dream crusher. Anyways. Was there any other way Jeff Hardy could have won this match? Maybe, but he wasn't finding it. But what a wild fucking... We got a lot of psychos on here, man. Like, who looks at the stage and is like, I'm gonna climb that shit, I'm gonna jump off it. Like, what the...
I mean, that's who Jeff Hardy is, and that's why the fans love him. He's willing to do anything. But all summer, he's done everything he can to claim this title. And every step of the way, he's been so close. But yet again tonight, his dreams are ripped from him. Because Ted DiBiase, for all of the criticism we can throw at him, he can survive. He can take advantage of opportunities. He is tough. And tonight again, he survives. He gains that awareness just in time, and the first thing he thinks of is, "I'm going to retain my title." A very impressive run from the young Ted DiBiase.
Crazy shit. All right, let's get our credits up here on the screen. Where the hell are we? There we are. Credits. Thanks for your support as always, folks. It's been a time, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
As always, thanks to everybody there on the list. Did we do anything else with that? I just thanks for the.
No, thanks, patrons, and the links to the Patreon's in the description. We're currently waiting for Patreon to switch us to a monthly billing so we can restructure it a little bit. But in the meantime, thank you all for your support.
So I got
over the years.
I got an email like a couple weeks ago from Patreon, I think, that was like,
okay,
hey, you're now eligible for monthly billing. And I was like, oh, cool, that thing must have gone through for Puddy. And I was like, wait, why would they email me? So I have no clue what I did.
Do you have a Patreon?
No.
That you've ever had?
No. I have like it was from like an old one that I would have used to like support other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, huh, that's a weird email. Like, because I was like, oh, well, that must be the Puddy thing going through. But no, I guess not. Weird.
I can confidently say that the next time you see us will be SummerSlam.
That's a pretty good feeling to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you there at the big party in Big Russia. There's no better wordplay there. We'll see you then. Peace.